Here we are back at the Murray Center where your Rhode Island College anchor women are set to take on the number 2 nationally ranked Amherst College Lord Jeffs. And Andrew, what a game we got here tonight.
And what a team, as you said, number 2 nationally ranked team that's been steamrolling their opponents like something I've never seen in college basketball. So it should be an interesting game to say the least for the anchor woman. But I think when you take on an opponent like this, I think at the end of the day, no matter the outcome on the scoreboard, I think you need to look and see what works and what doesn't, because this is a really good measuring stick game for this team, because they've been very up and down this year. They're 3-4. They've played some games where they've blown out the opposition, where some years where they've gotten blown out, and some in between. So I think this is a good way to sort of even things out and see really what you're made of as they're hitting their 8th game of the season here, a couple games left before the winter break. So I think this is definitely a good opportunity to see what they're made of.
And the anchor women are 1-0 in conference play as they beat Plymouth State 52-47. So it's good to see that they are able to, at least so far, overcome the differences and beat their conference opponent in Plymouth State, and hopefully they'll be able to do the same against Eastern Connecticut on December 12th.
Yeah, at Plymouth State, they went there and they were trailing by a pretty decent margin towards the end of that game, and they rallied, went on a run, and were able to pull the game out. So that's definitely some momentum in their favor. Let's see if they can just bring some of that momentum from that game and try to apply it to the beginning of this one, because against a team that's as good as this one, you're going to need everything you can get. But I think the ultimate goal for them is they have to play a clean game. We saw the Anchormen last night played a very messy game with the turnovers against a very good Johnson Wales team. This team's even better than the one we saw last night in this Amherst College women's team. So I think the anchor women early, they really cannot turn the ball over. They have to play a clean game and try to get off to a decent start in the first quarter to keep pace with this incredibly talented Amherst College team.
Absolutely. Amherst College 6-0, and they really do annihilate teams. They score 70 points a game. They only give up around 35 points a game, and it potentially really could be a long one here tonight if there's foul trouble, if the anchor women are turning over the ball and such.
Yeah, definitely. So play a clean game and keep it going like that. That's the way they're going to have to play in order to stay in this game.
Absolutely. Now we'll take you courtside for tonight's national anthem and start a lineup.
And welcome to the Murray Center for tonight's game between the Amherst College Lord Jeffs and the Rhode Island College Anchorwomen. At this time, please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And now tonight's starting lineups, first for Amherst College. A 5'8" junior, number 3, Jamie Renner. A 5'10" senior, number 4, Marley Giddens. A 5'11" junior, number 13, Meredith Boswell. sophomore, number 20, Hannah Hackley. A 5'10" junior, number 23, Allie Doswell. Head coach of Amherst, GP. Starting five for your Rhode Island College anchor women. At guard, a 5'7" junior, number 10, Alex Moore. At guard, a 5'6" sophomore, number 12, Jessa Rivera. At forward, a 5'5" sophomore, number 32, Becca Gonzalez. At forward, a 5'4" junior, number 22, Real. And at center, 6' senior, number 21, Devin Hill. Head coach of Rhode Island College, Glenn Senecal.
So we'll see a different starting lineup here tonight. We got Rebecca Gonzalez in the starting lineup instead of Molly Phillips, and we'll see what Coach Senecal has planned.
Yeah, definitely. Shaking it up a little bit, but I think overall as a team, I think is where it's most important that they get off to a good start. Even though they have one different player in the lineup, they still have more Rubera, Hill, and Real, so they definitely still have that consistency there. So it'll be interesting to see if that change helps them at all or whatnot. But this Amherst College team is averaging 74 points a game, and they're averaging giving up 36 and a half, obviously dominating. So they really need to, if you're Rhode Island College, you know, look to get off to a consistent start with this team, create some turnovers, because this Amherst team knows how to win, and they know how to win big.
So we'll see Moore and Rivera in the backcourt, along with Real and Gonzalez starting forwards, and Devin Hill starting at center. And she's set to take the tip-off and wins it. Moore with the ball gets it back to Rivera. Rivera bringing it up the court, top of the key. Passes it to Gonzalez on the right side. Gonzalez dumps it down to Hill. Hill fakes the shot, now turns around. Shot is no good. And they're gonna get an early foul.
Yeah, an early foul that you can already see both Devin Hill and Coach Senecal are not happy about.
Renner controlling the Lord Jeff's offense. And she passes it down to Doswell. Doswell moving right side, fakes the three, now gives it down low and passes it back out. Left side, Renner drives in, passes it down. Shot is no good from Hackley, and the anchor women come away with the ball. Rivera driving up the court. Looking around top of the key, being guarded by Renner. Passes to Moore along the right wing. Moore looking around, gets it to Hill. Hill fakes the three, looks around, finds Rivera for three. Got it.
Yeah, the anchor women moving the ball around, definitely good. This man defense from Amherst College, creating some space and giving Rivera a nice opportunity for the three. She's, in the games we've seen, she's shot very well from three-point range.
Renner with the ball, passes it down low. Giddens passes it up. Doswell, turn around. Turns around again, trying to confuse Hill, and Gonzalez comes up with it. And Ribeiro with the ball,
Good
left side.
Good defense by the anchor woman.
And passes it away.
Yeah, very bad pass.
And they're going to get the foul on Megan Real.
Yeah, good effort, though, trying to play aggressively by Real, but just a very bad pass there by Rubera. Trying to thread the needle a little bit and tried to thread it a little too much. Unfortunately, gets the turnover.
Renner with the ball, passes it out to Hackley. Hackley drives in left side, and an open layup is good. Gonzalez bringing the ball up the court, and she stops and looking for Rivera, and she hands it off to Moore. Moore drives in left side, and she's going to draw a foul and get to the line for two.
Something I've just noticed very early, saw it very evidently there. Amherst College tries to catch you sleeping. He tries to come up on you when you're trying to set a play or whatever, tries to steal the ball. Just very aware like that. They're a very smart team, so I think the Anchor women just need to be aware of that in the early goings of this one.
And Moore set and makes it first. And now she will attempt her second. Shot is up, and it is good. Moore 2 for 2 early from the line. And Renner with the ball.
And definitely free throws could be a big factor, especially against a team like this, so you know it's just fundamentally sound in very many aspects of the game.
Hackley driving in, passes it out. Renner with the ball, right side, passes it down low to Hackley again, and they're going to get a foul. And they'll give that foul to Gonzalez. And Hackley to inbound. And she gets it into Doswell. Doswell moving left side, jumper from the free throw line is good.
I think the Yankee women's defense early, they've been very good playing aggressive. Unfortunately, I think that aggressiveness has come back to bite them a little bit because they already got 3 fouls early in this game.
Moore passes to Gonzalez.
You don't want to put the Lord Jeffs on the line because I'm sure they're a very good free throw shooting team.
Moore's floater is no good. Rebound Doswell and another foul on the Anchor women. That foul is on Alex Moore.
They're calling a very tight game. I think if you're the Anchor women, you have to adjust to those calls and say, hey, they're going to call it tight, so we just got to play smarter.
Renner with the ball. Trying to find something, but he got it by Ribera.
Very good defense.
And now she gives it up to Doswell. Doswell driving, turns around, no good, and it's going to be an offensive foul. Great job by Megan Reel absorbing the contact, getting set, and drawing that offensive foul.
Yeah, it's just good awareness, setting yourself, being able to draw the foul.
And Ribera will bring it up the court. Ribera at the top of the key, finds Moore, right side, looking around off the screen from Hill, tries to pass it to Hill, and a good effort. And I believe they called a jump ball, and it will be Lord Jeff's ball.
Yeah, that's what I believe they did as well.
So Renner will bring it up court. And ball being moved around. Doswell passes to Giddens and down to Doswell. Back up to Giddens to Renner. And Renner loses it, and it goes out of bounds off of Devin Hill.
Something else I noticed on the stat sheet for the Lord Jeffs is that they don't really have somebody that scores a lot of points. Like the Yankee women have Devin Hill. She's scoring about 20 points a game. They're very consistent at passing the ball across the board, and they're a very evenly scored team.
Doswell threes, no good. Rebound, Megan Reel. Now Moore bringing it up the court, left side, tries to pass down low to Gonzalez, and the pass is picked off by Renner. And Renner, picked off by Giddens. And Renner with it now passes out to Doswell, passes to his sister. Three is no good. We got two Doswells on the court, just more like Morgan and Abby Burke of the Anchor women. And a travel is called.
Ribera took a hard shot to the floor there. Looks like she's all right. I just think the Anchor women, I think they're playing pretty good defensively. They're playing tight, and they're making Amherst work for their shots. Unfortunately, offensively, they got 5 early points. They've stagnated a bit. They're just going to try to find out what works against this team.
As Hackley knocks down a three. 7-5, the early lead for Amherst. 5:35 to go, first quarter. Gonzalez passes it up to Hill, top of the key, finds Ribera, who passes up the three, now passes to Reel, and over left side of Gonzalez and down low to Hill. Hill, turn around, shot is no good.
And they're not
Renner may have gotten a piece of it. And we'll get a foul called.
They're not letting.
We'll get to the line.
Sorry, they're not letting Devin Hill work inside. I was looking at that possession. They're really making her work to get that position, and they've got 2 or 3 people inside keeping her out from under the basket where she loves to work. So, unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be a tough game for Devin Hill down low.
And our first is good.
Going to have to find a different strategy that works for this team.
And Giddens will be shooting her second of 2. Shot is up and is good. And Ribera with the ball. Rivera, top of the key, finds Gonzalez. Gonzalez passes down to Moore, and a great play for two.
Yeah, nice job just cutting inside, getting under the hoop by Alex Moore.
Renner with the ball. Drives right side, blows past Rivera, passes it down low, and Giddens goes up for two.
Yeah, Amherst is such a very good passing team. And I think the downside of the aggressive defense the Anchorwomen play is they're very good at drawing towards the ball.
And a great play by Gonzalez to tie the ball up, and it'll stay Anchorwomen ball.
I'll give you that.
They're going to say it's going to go the other way. And Coach Senecal calls a timeout. 11-7 the score here, 4:36 to go, first quarter.
But what I think the problem is with their defense, Mike, is that they're so aggressive, and they're very good at drawing to the ball and getting up in the ball handler's face. The problem is this Amherst team is very good at passing and very aware of where their players are on the court, and they're getting burnt on the backside near the hoop. They draw towards somebody, they pass it to the other side of the hoop, and they got an easy layup. So the different approach is probably going to be what Coach Senecal is going to have to have his team make if they want to stop this team when they're on offense.
And another great thing this Amherst team has been doing on defense is reading those passes.
Yeah, definitely. They're very, very smart team.
Passes being moved around all over the court. And Giddens gets it up to Doswell. He passes it to Hackley. And pass back down to Giddens and being moved around. Renner with the ball now. Right wing drives in. And a great block by Devin Hill. There'll be 4 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, definitely. There's a good job by the Anchorwoman. A lot of passing by Amherst there, but they're able to stick with the ball and not let them get inside for the easy basket.
And we see Abby Burke in for the Anchorwomen now, in for Jessa Rivera. Megan Reel comes up with the ball, and Moore brings it up the court. Moore finds Burke for three. No good. Rebound Doswell. Doswell passes to Hackley, and down to Giddens. And a great job just stepping back, throwing it off the board and in for two.
Yeah, definitely good defense, but just good awareness by Gibbons. Like you said, stepping back and making the basket.
Moore with the ball at the top of the key. Passes to Reel on the left side. Reel looking around for somebody, finds Gonzalez. And Gonzalez gets it up to Burke. Burke moving around. Right side, back to Moore. Moore passes to Hill. Hill turnaround, loses the ball, and Renner comes up with it. Doswell driving baseline. Passes back to Giddens, who passes down low. No good from Hackley. Great play by Gonzalez to tap the ball into Moore's hands.
Yeah, definitely.
Alex Moore with the ball. Looking around. Going left side to Gonzalez. And Gonzalez gets it up to Hill. Hill fakes the three. Now drives in right side. Loses the ball, but it goes off of Giddens out of bounds. And we'll see Sullivan into the game for Amherst.
This Amherst team has a lot of height, too. A lot of people in the upper 5 foot range, so we always see Devin Hill with her height be able to exploit a lot of the lack thereof that other teams have, but it's not going to be the case for her tonight.
Gonzalez, great move. Turns around and throws it off the board for two.
Yeah, great job working inside and able to get the ball up, float it off the backboard, and get to the easy two.
Doswell driving in, loses the ball. Look at the foul. So Moore with 2 early fouls. And Jessa Ribeiro will come into the game. And she makes her first. And Doswell will be shooting her second. And she makes them both. Now Ribeiro with the ball. Looking right side to Burke. And Burke looking around, finds Phillips. Phillips passes up the three and gets it to Ribeiro. Ribeiro looking to pass down low. It's batted off at Doswell and back to Ribeiro. Ribeiro now moving around and finds Palladino.
They're not letting them inside.
But gets it back to Rivera. Rivera's going to have to shoot it. And it's no good for 3. Rebound Doswell. And Doswell gets it up to Giddens. Giddens' jumper from inside the free throw line is no good. Rebound Gonzalez, and she finds Rivera. 15-9 the score. Under 2 minutes to go, first quarter. Gonzalez, nice pass down low to Palladino, who throws it away, and Doswell picks it off.
I think she was anticipating Phillips cutting towards the basket, and she didn't, so miscommunication there.
And the 3 is no good, and they're going to get a foul. They're going to call the foul on Molly Phillips, and
I didn't see anything there.
that was strange.
You see Coach Senecal shaking his head, and I don't really think I can blame him.
She sets. Her first shot is no good. And we're going to see Amber DeCristofaro into the game for Gonzalez. And she makes her second. And we'll see Nagel and Pritchard into the game for Amherst. 16-9 the score. Ribeiro with the ball, being guarded by Renner. Top of the key, looks right side to DeCristofaro. And she passes it up to Phillips. And now she finds Ribeiro on the left side. Ribeiro moving in, now steps back. Long 2 is no good. And they'll say it's out of bounds. As it was out of bounds, it'll be Amherst ball.
Yeah, just unfortunately, Amherst is clogging up the middle, not letting the ankle women work their way inside. So they're going to figure out some way to get the ball inside because they're not going to be able to keep shooting 3s all night.
Ball being moved around very well. And they're going to call Sullivan for a travel. 57.7 seconds to go, first quarter. And Palladino gets called for a 5-second violation, I believe.
I guess there was a miscommunication. Apparently the officials had started play, and I don't believe that Palladino was aware of that.
Sullivan drives in left side off the board for 2. Now DeCristofaro will bring up the ball. And she moves right side. Now near the top of the key. Tries to find somebody, and good job by Burke keeping it inbounds and in play. Her shot's no good, and Pritchard comes up with the ball. Now she hands it to Renner, who gets it up to the top of the key to Sullivan. Now gets it down to Doswell, who passes it out, and she'll get called for a travel. And Palladino will inbound. She gets it to DeCristofaro.
Yeah,
Shot clock has been turned off. 15 seconds to go in the quarter. DeCristofaro passes to Burke. Burke, right side. Looking around, calls out a play. And they're going to get an illegal screen on Molly Phillips. .4 to go in the quarter. 18-9 the score. And Doswell passes it down to Nago. Shot but anyways, had it gone in. Clock had already gone off. At the end of the first quarter, it's 18-9. And Andrew, what do you take away from this first quarter?
Well, I think if you look at the history of Amherst first quarters against other team, being down 9 points really isn't a horrible thing. I think the Anchorman have done some good things. I think defensively, they've, against the team that scores as many points as they do, I don't think they actually played very bad. I think offensively is where they've really had problems. They can't get the ball inside. Amherst is forcing them to take some really bad shots, just whether it's shot clock or frankly, it's just the only position they can get is taking some awkward off-balance shots. So they need to draw something up and figure out how to get inside on this team.
Alex Moore with 2 early fouls. Molly Phillips also early 2 fouls.
That's the other problem that, glad you touched on it, is that they've gotten a lot of fouls early, people in foul trouble, and you don't want to put this team in a line just because they're going to kill you, because they're just a good fundamental team and they're going to hit those free throws. Not only that, but you said Alex Moore, one of the key players of this team, 2 fouls in the first quarter. Still got 30 minutes of basketball to go, so you got to figure out how to keep playing aggressive, but you got to play cleaner, I think is what it comes down to.
Absolutely.
And we've definitely seen some ball both ways.
Already, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that's never going to help when you're playing a great team like Amherst. But we'll see what Coach Seneca's got going for them on the sideline right now. But I think overall, you can't really complain too much, given the opponent you're playing and whatnot. I just think offensively they got to clean up their game, and I think defensively they just got to keep doing variations of what they're doing, because I think holding this team to 18 points in the first quarter isn't too bad. It's just the problem is you only have 9. So it comes down to.
Right.
And they got 5 of those points really in the first couple minutes of the quarter, and they haven't been able to do very much anything since then. So they got to work something out.
18-9 the score in favor of the Lord Jeffs. Anchor women with the ball. Jessa Rivera at the top of the key. Looking around now, looks right side to Moore. Moore being guarded by Hackley, gets it up to Real, top of the key. Passes it to Rivera, great play, and Rivera throws it away. Good play by Gonzalez, goes out of bounds. All for the Lord Jeffs, and it'll be Anchor women possession.
Yeah, I thought it was a nice play. I think they got to be doing more of that kind of thing. More motion offense. Rivera able to work inside, just not a great pass.
Hill with the ball, left side, hands it to Moore. Moore passes all the way to the other side to Real along the right wing. Gets it down to Gonzalez. Gonzalez passes to Hill, up for 2.
Yeah, if they can work Devin Hill inside, even though she doesn't have a big height advantage, she's still a good shooter. So give her those chances. You give her the opportunities in the space. Good things can only happen.
No good. And I agree. And that shot is good from Hackley on the right side.
Yeah, they played some good defense. They're able to force the off shot, but unfortunately, Amherst gets the offensive rebound. You just don't want to give teams like that second chances, because they're going to convert. If not the first time, they'll definitely be able to find something the second time.
Moore with the ball, and Rivera is down again.
It's another play. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if she caught an elbow or something.
And that doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't.
She's thankfully up and will stay in the game.
Hey, like I said, I didn't see what happened. Maybe somebody elbowed her in the throat or something. It's always hard to tell, especially from where she was on the court.
And now Burke will come into the game for her. She receives an ovation.
She was inside trying to work something in, trying to work off her defender there. It's not a good look at what happened, but hopefully she's okay and can get back in this one.
Moore with the ball, works left side to Gonzalez, gets it back to Moore, top of the key, drives in. And it'll be Anchor women ball, Coach Senecal. Not very happy, he thought there was a foul there.
The way the game's been called, I can't really disagree with him.
Hill.
Yeah, they get a
And
foul.
now they'll get a foul. New shot clock gets reset to 30. 20-11 the score. Thank you for joining us live on 90.7 WXIN and Anchor TV. Mike Gianmarco alongside Andrew Spaziano. And a great play by Devin Hill to throw it off of the defender out of bounds, and it'll stay Anchor women ball.
I think it's a team like this that you make smart plays like that, because you're playing against a smart team. And we've seen a few of those by the Anchor woman. Some good awareness.
Moore with the ball, right side. Behind the three-point line. Passes it down low to Hill. Hill turns around. Left-hand shot is no good. Out of bounds, and it'll be Lord Jeff's ball.
And Hill got on our side, just not able to convert there. Hal, I believe 2 people on her. there, so definitely some contention there.
And Pritchard gets it into Renner. Renner moving it up the court, right side to Pritchard, behind the three-point line, being guarded by Reel. Back to Renner and back to Pritchard. Corner, three, no good. And rebound comes out to Renner, who takes a three of her own. No good.
Got to get those
Rebound,
rebounds.
Hackley passes it down low and passes to the corner to Pritchard. Pritchard back to Renner. Fakes the three, now drives in and has an open layup for two.
Yeah, some nice moves there, but the Anchorwoman had 2 opportunities to get a rebound. Unfortunately, not able to get either of them. So second and third chance opportunities that will kill you.
Gonzalez, left side, passes it up to Reel. And now she gets it to Moore. And Moore looking for someone, finds Hill, three, way off. And they're gonna get a foul on Megan Reel.
Another phantom call there, I didn't see anything.
There's been a few of those already early here.
Yeah, definitely.
Ball being moved around, Hackley passes up to Pritchard. Pritchard now moves it left side to Renner and back up to Pritchard. She drives in, back to Hackley, fakes the three, passes it left side along the wing and back up top. Hackley drives in and finds Giddens. And a great play by Moore. And the ball is tied up and it'll stay Lord Jeff's ball.
Hey, good awareness by Moore. Lord Jeffs only have 2 seconds on a shot clock, so they're going to have to throw something up here.
Both Doswells back into the game.
I just think if the Anchorwoman can get some more rebounds defensively, they're playing good defense.
And that'll be a shot clock violation. It'll be Anchorwomen ball. Phillips will inbound to Moore. And Moore working right side, now passes left to Phillips, who looks for somebody, finds Gonzalez. And Gonzalez gets it down to Hill, and she's called for a travel.
I didn't see anything there. I mean, I guess that goes without saying the way this game's going, but figured I'd just say it anyways.
Renner with the ball. Works right side to Doswell. Doswell to Renner. And over to Sullivan on the left side. Back up to Renner. Renner dribbles and passes to Doswell. Back to Renner, fakes a three and gets it to Sullivan. And back to Renner, back to Doswell for three. Got it.
Just not a lot you can do about that. They're just passing the ball back and forth, and very good three-point shooting team.
Moore with the ball. Passes to Gonzalez. Gonzalez left side. It's called for a travel. I'm pretty speechless about these.
I mean, you can tell from my silent response there that I'm in the same camp as you.
They're going to call a foul on Moore. There was no contact on the play.
It's very difficult to play against a team this good and then have the officials playing against you as well.
Third foul on Moore. And Ribeiro will check into the game. As Giddens completes the three-point play. 28-11 the score. And Ribeiro brings it up the court. Drives right side, now steps back, passes to Hill. Hill finds Phillips, fakes the three, now moves in, and they reset it to Ribeiro. And Ribeiro back up near center court. And she drives in, steps back, shot no good. A good play by Gonzalez.
And it's not able to haul it in, unfortunately, and the ball goes out of bounds, but she was there for the rebound, so you always want to be around the ball for that, especially trying to get another offense there.
Renner drives right side, loses the ball to Phillips. And Rivera up to Gonzalez. Looks around, almost loses the ball. Finds Phillips. Phillips, 3, no good. Rebound Doswell. A good dribble inside step by Phillips, unable to convert on the 3, however.
She had Burke open on the right side. Burke's more of a three-point shooter. She would have benefited from passing it to her, but chose to take the 3 herself instead.
And they're going to call a foul, more than likely on Devin Hill. And it is on Hill.
Foul on record number 21, Devin Hill, her second foul, team's third.
And her first shot is up, and it's no good.
Entering for Amherst number 44, Shane Pritchard.
And we're going to see Morgan Burke into the game.
Molly Phillips, the line for Amherst for 4, Marla Gibbons shooting the second of her 2 shots.
Her second is up and is good.
And for Amherst, number
Both Doswells and both Burks in the game now. And Ribeiro with the ball. Being guarded by Pritchard. Passes left side to Gonzalez. And Gonzalez looking around, looking for Phillips. And now drives around the pick. And Gonzalez trying to draw the foul. They call nothing.
Of course
And
not.
Doswell comes away with it.
They call a foul on that.
They're going to call a blocking foul on Burke. We're going to see Dumont into the game for Gonzalez. And they inbound it. Doswell's shot, no good. Rebounded by Nagel, back to Doswell, and out to Pritchard. Doswell down low. 3, no good. And a chance for a 3-point play for Nagel.
It's just been a rough half. I mean, I don't even know how much you can really criticize their defense. They're just not getting the calls.
No, they're not.
You drive in offensively, contact, you draw the contact, they don't call it, and then on the other side of the court, they're calling those plays against you. I mean, what are you going to do? It's really not much you can.
She converts on the 3-point play. And Rivera drives up the court. Right side, she drives, now steps back to the wing. Gets it up to Burke, who finds Dumont. Dumont passes down low to Phillips, who gets pickpocketed by Doswell.
Nice awareness by Doswell.
And ball being moved around, Nagel's shot. Gets the lucky roll for 2. 34-11 the score, 3:43 to go in the half.
I just feel like for the Anchorwoman, I think it's just important for them to try to just keep their cool in this game, because obviously it's frustrating. You're not getting the calls. You're playing against a tough opponent. I just think you need to try to slow it down and try to relax a little bit and not get caught up in the frustration.
I agree.
Because, in my opinion, I think they've actually played a decent game. And I just think they've really had a hard time getting calls in this game. And I'm not saying there's certain things they can improve upon.
Absolutely.
Don't get me wrong. But it's just been an aggravating half. I'm sure Coach Senecal feels the same way.
It's been a pretty disturbing half so far. Really has been.
There's just only so much you can do against a team like this, especially if you're not going to get those calls inside that you should be getting. You're driving to the hoop trying to draw the contact from the defender and get to the line. They're not going to call it. I mean, what are you going to do?
Right. And fouls being called both ways, and by both ways I don't mean for both teams. I mean both ways on offense and defense for the Anchorwomen so far in this game.
Yeah, definitely.
Burke with the ball, top of the key, being guarded by Doswell. Passes to Rivera. Rivera looking around now, going left side, back to Burke. And she finds Phillips. Phillips steps back, fakes the 3. I'm surprised they didn't call travel on that one. Abby Burke's going to have to take it. 2 seconds on the shot clock.
Nope.
I don't think she realized it.
I think they tried communicating it to her, but unfortunately that ball got tipped into the backcourt. There was like 10 seconds on the clock, so you're going to try to work around the defender and try to get into a reasonable three-point range, and just so much going on she wasn't aware.
3 no good from Doswell, who tries to embellish for a call. That time they don't get it.
Yeah,
Ribeiro steps back behind the three-point line.
I guess I'm glad to see that the line's been drawn somewhere.
And Burke with the ball. Finds Phillips. Phillips to Burke. Dumont, no good. We get another call.
Of course.
I guess you can fall down. You can just fall down with no contact and get the calls. I mean, it's what they've been doing all game.
It's ridiculous.
And Nego will go to the line. She's set. Her first shot is up and is good. 35-11 the score. Hill back into the game along with DeCristofaro.
Anchorwood have scored 2 points in this quarter. Haven't been able to get a lot going offensively.
And her second is up and is good. And Abby Burke has the ball. She looked for DeCristofaro and finds her. DeCristofaro moving back top of the key to Burke. And ball tapped out of bounds. It'll stay Anchor Women ball. Burke will inbound. She finds Dumont, who gets it to DeCristofaro. Look at a reach on Pritchard.
I'm sorry.
Morgan Burke will inbound.
Sorry, I'm just kind of in awe that there was a foul called on Amherst.
DeCristofaro with the ball. Right side behind the three-point line. Gives it to Hill. Hill, turn around. Shot, no good. Rebound, Doswell.
Yeah, and Hill's just had a tough time inside there, forcing her to take a lot of awkward shots. She's just not been able to convert on those.
Doswell passes back. Shot, no good. And another foul called. Devin Hill with 3 fouls. Jill Palladino will come back into the game. Doswell's first is good. Their second is also good. 38-11 the score. Just under 2 minutes to go in the half. DeCristofaro with the ball. Finds Dumont. Now DeCristofaro back with it again. Now drives baseline. Shot no good. And Sullivan comes away with it. And Sullivan goes down. And now they got a foul on Doswell.
It does not look good.
It looked like she may have twisted her ankle going down. She just slipped.
Possibly, I think she was grabbing her knee.
And I think you may be right, actually. And she's up. She'll be helped back to the bench.
Yeah, those are.
We hope all is well.
Yeah, definitely. Those are nasty injuries. You never want to see any athlete on any level deal with something like that, because those are not good injuries, to say the least. So hopefully she's okay and she can't get back in this one. Hopefully it's not a serious injury and she'll be able to get back sometime this season.
As you can see, she's not able to put any pressure on her right leg.
No, I didn't really see what happened to her like during the play, but I just saw when she went down, she started just grabbing right at her right knee. So
Right, that's why initially I thought she just slipped and maybe had twisted her ankle.
yeah, I mean, there might have been a little contact there, just working, trying to get the ball and whatnot. But it was so hard to tell, and everything. Those plays happen so fast, and it just takes one bad move to something catastrophic that happened to your knee sometimes. So hopefully that's not the case for her. However,
Burke with the ball, being guarded tightly by Doswell. Now drives left side, passes it down low to Gonzalez. Gonzalez turnaround, no good. And Doswell comes away with it. Ball being moved around by Amherst, passes it to the left side. Now to the middle to Doswell, passes it out to Pritchard. Back to Doswell for three. No good. And Amherst comes up with it somehow. Pritchard to Hackley. And a 3-second violation called.
I believe that was on Nagel, who they got for the 3-second violation.
Burke with the ball. Being guarded by Doswell, playing tight defense.
Yeah,
Finds Gonzalez.
That's really been a problem for the anchor woman all night. That defense is so tight, just cuts off the passing lane right there.
And Gonzalez will draw the foul.
That was a hard foul.
I guess that's all the fouls he'll get.
Yeah, apparently. I think really, if you come down to it, that's been the story of the first half. I mean, obviously, the anchor women have some stuff to work on. I think their offensive rhythm, first of all, they got to figure out how to score in this game, just to be frank about it. But definitely the officiating has not been kind to them, to say the least.
And Gonzalez makes them both. And Pritchard with the ball. Pritchard to Doswell. Back to Pritchard. Right side to Doswell. Doswell steps back and passes it to Pritchard. To Christopher, go for the steal, not able to get it. Doswell passes to Nagel. Back out to Pritchard. Left side to Hackley. Hackley, they're going to get a foul.
That was all ball. So we get an assist here by Mike Giammarco, getting the ball back in play.
Thanks, Andrew. So the Cristofaro will go to the line.
Oh, the foul was against the Cristofaro.
It really did look like they called it on her.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
And she makes a first. And like you said, the story of this first half really has been the officiating.
Well, definitely, and the anchor women have stuff to work on, most definitely. I mean, 6 points offensively, officiating and whatnot. I mean, the 6 points isn't going to cut it no matter
Right.
who you're playing and how the game's being called.
And that'll be the end of the first half. The score, the Amherst College, Lord Jeffs 38, your Rhode Island College, Anchor Women 15. Stick around for the second half. Here we are, back at the Murray Center for your second half of action between your Rhode Island College Anchor Women and the Amherst College Lord Jeffs. And the score is 38-15. And Andrew, what do you think Coach Senecal is saying?
Well, if I was him, I would first of all say that shooting 4 from 20 for the field is pretty unacceptable. 20% is not going to cut it, especially against this team. I mean, is the officiating worked out in their favor? Absolutely not. But at the same time, you got to be able to work with what you can control. And when it comes down to their action, I mean, they're not hitting their shots. And I mean, they're giving up 38 points, but really, I think you're at the point you're going to give up points to this team. I think it's more you have to keep pace with them.
Absolutely.
So I think more of the points they've given us have been more to the numerous foul shot opportunities that Amherst has had in the first half. So let's see what happens in the second half. It's doing the math here. It's 18-point deficit. No, that's more than that. It's 23, right?
It'll be 23.
23-point deficit. So they just gotta try to play their game and I guess play it clean. The way the first half was going was.
They're gonna have to play it very clean, as anything in sight
Yeah,
is called a foul. 6 inches away is called a foul. So, I mean, in that situation, there's nothing the Anchor women can do.
Nah, there's nothing you can do. So
Calls aren't going your way as frequent as they have been tonight.
it's frustrating. You just gotta work through that frustration and just try to, like I said, just try to play your game and just try to have a strong second half. Is I think the ultimate goal here.
And Ribeiro with the ball to start out the half. Finds Moore. And Moore looking around the pick from Hill. Back up top of the key. Finds Ribeiro. Ribeiro steps back, thought about the three, doesn't take it. And brings the ball back and calls a play. A nice screen set by Hill. 5 seconds on the shot clock. And she's called for a travel.
I definitely think she probably got a couple of steps there. Unfortunately, I do think the officials got that one right.
Renner with the ball. Passes it up to Hackley. And this Amherst team is one team that most definitely likes to run up the score. Beat Farmingdale State by a score 83-23. So they do like running up the score, as we got a travel called against Amherst.
Well, I think part of that is when you're a number 2 team in the country, it's just the nature of college sports because of the ranking system. You want to have those big wins. The bigger the deficit, the more points you can get and move up in the standings. That's just the nature of it. So that's why I think the Anchor women just want to have a strong second half, because this team isn't going to let up just for the nature of that reason.
Real with the ball. Dumps it to Moore on the left wing, drives in, and she's called out of bounds. Not happy about the call.
Yeah, it was close. We don't have a great angle over here.
That we don't.
So I can't really judge that one. But more certainly, as you said, was not happy about it.
Renner with the ball being guarded by Ribeiro. Passes it to Doswell. And Doswell passing it down low. Good play by Hill.
Yeah, nice job. She saw the pass coming and was just able to use her size to pick that one off.
Ribeiro looking for the pass to Gonzalez. Not able to handle it and out of bounds.
Yeah, just passes a little too tall and probably a little too strong too. She's trying to gun that one in there. You know how Amherst plays defense. You saw in the first half. Very good at anticipating passes. So I can understand why she wanted to pass it like that, but unfortunately.
And Moore picks it off. Good defensive play. And great pass over to Ribeiro. And Ribeiro now working the left side, brings it back out the three-point line. And she finds Gonzalez. Gonzalez left side, trying to pass it down low to Real, who thought she was held, and she very well may have been.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
And it was picked off by Giddens. Now Renner with the ball. Passes to Doswell and out to Doswell. Back to Renner, top of the key. Gets it to Doswell on the left wing. Works around the pick. And Giddens called for a travel.
I think the Echo have played some pretty good defense in the first opening minutes here. They've forced turnovers. They've been forcing Amherst into some uncomfortable situations to travel there, some off shots. So I think they've done a good job with that. Their offense still hasn't clicked yet. They've just really had some trouble. They get down low and they're just not able to get good shot opportunities.
And we see Abby Burke into the game now. Gonzalez with the ball outside of the left wing, gets it up to Hill, who passes it off to Moore. Moore looking around, finds Real. Real to Gonzalez. Near the left corner, drives in left side. Looking for a foul call, none called. Doswell bringing it up the court. Great defensive play by Megan Real. And no travel called as Giddens goes down with the ball.
I mean, I guess with that logic, I guess you can just fall forward 5 feet or so.
But I mean, if you're the Anchor women, you can't just stop play. You got to wait till that whistle is blown to stop the play.
Yeah, definitely. They were upset about the call, rightfully so.
And they could have just taken the ball away. Instead, it's Amherst's ball. And she gets it down to Giddens.
I agree with you. I think that's just getting frustrated with the game and kind of letting that frustration get to you instead of playing a smart game.
Foul on Gonzalez. And everyone on the court for the Anchor women, at least 2 fouls. Hackley works in. She got away with a walk.
Of course.
And a travel called.
Yeah, Gonzalez trying to get the jump ball opportunity there. Forces to travel instead, so good defense either way.
And Moore with the ball. Moore, top of the key. Passes to Burke. Burke looking around. And finds Hill. Hill, jumper inside of the free throw line is no good.
Can't get the
Rebound
hole.
Hackley. You got to knock down those open shots.
Oh, definitely, especially against a team like this. You get space like that, you got to convert.
Doswell with the ball. Steps back, passes to Doswell. Jumper right in back of the free throw line. No good. Out of bounds. Anchor women ball. We're going to see Pritchard back into the game for Renner. And Moore will bring the ball up the court. And Burke with the ball almost gets it stolen away. Now gets it down to Hill. And Hill draws a foul.
I just noticed the injured player for Amherst, I believe it's Sullivan, has an ice pack on her knee. So she's got to stretch down the bench just in case if you were wondering status on her.
And Hill sets. First foul shot up and is good. Thank you for joining us live on 90.7 WXIN and Anchor TV. Mike J. Marco alongside Andrew Spaziano as always. Second shot is up and good. And Pritchard will bring the ball up the court for the Lord Jeffs. Ball being moved around. Back up to Pritchard now. And to the right side to Doswell. Doswell, top of the key, passes to the left side to Hackley. And down low to Pritchard. And she'll get the foul. And one. And Moore not happy about the call.
I can't really say I blame her.
And that's her 4th foul. And Ribeiro will come back into the game. Pritchard converts the 3-point play. Ribeiro back into the game for Moore. Ribeiro passes to Hill. Hill hands it off to Real, who's called for a travel. That time they did get it right.
It's unfortunate because that was a nice play that was drawn up. Hand off to Real. She had a good opportunity, but unfortunately got caught with the walk.
Pritchard to Hackley for 3. No good. Rebound comes down to Real. And Real gets it up to Ribeiro.
Nice pass.
Ribeiro, Hill fakes the 3, now drives in, pulls up, shot no good. Hackley rebound.
Yeah, another open shot and just not able to convert. Get a nice shot faking the 3. Create her some space for herself.
Hackley, Doswell, drives baseline, passes it to Doswell. And Ribeiro called out of bounds. Very late whistle.
I don't know why the whistle would be late. It's a pretty black or white call.
Yeah, you had to think about it if you wanted to call her out or not. And I guess he decided to. Pritchard moves left side to Hackley. Hackley along the left wing passes to Pritchard. Now right side, Doswell. 3 is good. Ribeiro bringing the ball up the court. And finds Burke. Burke looks to Gonzalez, left side. Deep beyond the 3-point line. Finds Hill. Hill passes down to Real. Shot no good. Rebound. Gonzalez gets it swatted away. And now we'll get a foul against Amherst. now we'll see Nagel back into the game for Doswell. For Meredith Doswell. And Allie Doswell still on the court. Burke to inbound. And she goes all the way back to Rivera and is picked off by Hackley.
Fortunately, she was running out of time and she just kind of had a desperation heave there.
And that's out of bounds. Off of Doswell, it'll be Anchor Women ball.
Nice hustle by Rivera. That's all you can really do in a situation like this. You just want to keep the hustle up and just keep chipping away.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, honestly.
Phillips into the game for Real. And Palladino will come into the game for Gonzalez. Rivera controlling the offense of the Anchor Women. And she drives right side and looking for the pass to Hill, but it's picked off by Doswell. Doswell gets the inside, layup blown by Hackley. And Hill able to come up with the steal, and Rivera driving down the court. Stops, turns around, passes it back to Burke, who tries to draw a foul. Won't get it, but it'll stay Anchor Women ball. And DeCristofaro back into the game for Burke.
That's ridiculous. There's just nothing else I can say besides that. I mean,
all right, I happen to agree with you. Palladino with the ball. Drives in and gets it out to DeCristofaro, who drives in, passes back to Palladino. Gets it to Hill. Hill fakes the shot. Drives in, under pressure, throws it up left-handed, wild, no good. And now Doswell bringing it up the court. And tries to pass down to Nagel, but it's picked off by Hill. And Hill driving all the way in, no good. And Nagel with the rebound. And now Pritchard with the ball. Pritchard right side, nice behind the back move. Passes it out. Three is good from Doswell. 47-17, 30-point lead for the Lord Jeffs.
man, it's just the kind of team they are. Just stout defensively, and they'll just keep putting points up. If you're holding somebody to 17 points, you have to score very many.
DeCristofaro drives now right side, passes it back to Phillips for three. No good. Rebound Pritchard. Now Doswell with it. Passes down low. Nagel's wide open. And good job by Hill. It'll stay Lord Jeff's ball.
I mean, Hill's had some problems offensively. She really has had a difficult time. I mean, you can say, well, most of the team, they only have 17 points. But I think defensively, she's made some really nice plays, especially in this third quarter. A lot of good awareness, good defensive plays, and some nice steals.
Nagel wide open for two. Rubero with the ball. Morgan Burke has checked into the game along with McNamara. Palladino drives in and they'll get a foul on the Lord Jeffs. McNamara. DeCristofaro to inbound. And good play by Ribera. Burke up to Phillips. Phillips drives in the right side, gets it picked away by Giddens. Giddens stops, gets it to McNamara. And ball being moved around right side to Hackley, back to McNamara. And good play by Ribera. Steal comes away with by Palladino. And Ribera,
there you
right
go.
side, gets it, and we'll go to the line for two.
Yeah, nice play. I think she was considering passing it back, but it's a good idea. Great job by her going in for the drive and getting a potential three-point play here. So
Absolutely, as I said.
definitely good awareness.
Knocking down the shot, and free throw is no good, unable to convert the three-point play. And McNamara with the ball. And she's called for travel. And not happy about it. Now we'll see Daniel into the game. Rivera with the ball, left side, behind the three-point line. Passes it up to Cristofaro, who gets it to Phillips. Phillips looking for the pass down low and is picked off by Nagel. And Daniel passes back to McNamara. Back to Daniel, wide open, three. No good. Rebound Phillips. And Phillips will go to the line.
I mean, defensively, if you're the anchor woman, you've only given up 11 points in this quarter. I mean, I think that at that aspect, I think overall in this game, I think they played pretty well.
Phillips misses it first.
It's just they've been absolutely denied offensively of really anything.
And she makes her second. And McNamara will bring it up the court. Passes it into Nagel, and down to Giddens is called for travel. And Ribeiro will bring it up the court. Ribeiro, right side, up to Cristofaro. Gets it to Palladino. Out of bounds, it'll stay anchor women ball. To Cristofaro to inbound. She finds Palladino in the corner, who drives in. Little left hook, no good off the rim. Rebound by Nagel. Shot clock's been turned off. 20 seconds to go in this third quarter. Pritchard to Daniel, back to Pritchard. Top of the key. And Pritchard finds Daniel. Back to Pritchard. Pritchard, corner to McNamara for three. No good. And she comes up with her own rebound, gets it to Nagel, who misses it. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. The score 49-20 in favor of the Lord Jeffs. And what do you say?
Well, I think this fourth quarter, I just think you want to just finish the game strong. I mean, obviously, it's a 29-point deficit. It's really been a tough game in a lot of different aspects, as we've definitely touched upon in this broadcast. But I thought they had 2 games left. They actually only have one, the Eastern Connecticut game, which is this Saturday at Eastern Connecticut. So it's an important game for them, obviously a conference game, and Eastern Connecticut, a tough opponent always. So I think what you have to do is just try to finish strong here and get some momentum, because that's an important game for conference standings and just a very tough opponent there at Willimantic. So you definitely want to see what you can do here and see what you can do right, because I think if you're Coach Senecal, given the points this team has scored, I think giving up 49 points in 3 quarters, I actually don't think is very bad.
Right.
I mean, this team averages, what do we say, it's like 75 points a game or something like that.
Just making a mental note of myself. See how good I am.
Official asking us if there were more fouls or points in that period.
I think we know the answer to that. Yeah, Amherst averages 74 points a game. You're giving up 49 in 3 quarters. I really think defensively you have to look at this game. You've played pretty well just against a very good offensive team. I just think offensively, obviously, it's just been very, very tough going for the anchor woman. If they could get something going here and just get some points on the board, I think that would really help them carry over into the Eastern Connecticut game.
And the fourth quarter has begun. Pritchard with the ball. And now McNamara passes to Daniel. Daniel drives in. Right side passes down low. And it's good from
Yep.
Nagel.
That was a nice pass, just able to float it over Hill. She's trying to get the steal. She had a good third quarter defensively. Had a very good defensive plays and very good defensive awareness, but a good pass. Not able to pick it off there.
Moore for three. Got it. And unfortunately, that's been something that's been missing this game, as Alex Moore has been in foul trouble, knocking down that three.
Yeah, she's somebody we've seen in the past. If you give her open opportunities from three, you can shoot the ball very well.
Absolutely. Hill fakes the three, now drives in, back to Gonzalez, back to Moore, back to Hill down low. Hill, turn around, shot is good.
Yeah, nice play, nice ball movement. And Hill able to roll one in there. She's definitely had a tough game shooting, but she can get more opportunities like that. She's getting open. The thing is, she's just gonna be able to convert, and she can do that. Definitely knock this deficit down and make this score a lot closer. 8 minutes and 47 seconds from now.
51-25, the score. Alex Moore knocking down a three, and Hill turning around for a shot of her own. 7 and 6 points apiece. Moore in foul trouble with 4 fouls. Devin Hill also with 3. Abby Burke with 2. And the Anchor women in a little bit of foul trouble.
I mean, I think we've touched enough on that subject of why they're in foul trouble to state it again, but
Gonzalez and Real also with 2 fouls apiece.
it's definitely been a tough game in more ways than one when it comes to that department.
Pritchard up to Daniel to McNamara. And McNamara driving baseline. And a good block from Moore. And Burke getting it up to Moore.
That was a nice
Moore
pass.
Driving in. Hill, corner, 3. Got it.
The Anchor women are showing some life here offensively.
McNamara with the ball.
They're definitely showing a lot of heart here. A lot of toughness.
And that's what they need to do.
Definitely.
And Nagel able to go up for 2.
It's playing a team like this in a game with a score like this. I mean, you just want to see your team making those kind of plays and showing a lot of toughness in a game like this.
Gonzalez with the ball behind the 3-point line, passes it down to Hill. Hill being double teamed, has to get it out of there, and she does. To Gonzalez. Now Gonzalez moving right side. Nice little move, unable to convert.
Yeah, it's a nice move. She opened herself up. But yeah, like you said, they're not going to let Devin Hill get open for a lot of those inside shots. They'll double team her.
Doswell for 3. No good. And rebound comes down to Burke. And Moore will control this Anchor women offense. Moore driving in left side. Gonzalez not able to handle the pass somehow. Just goes right through her hands.
Yeah, it just happens. I mean,
Jessa Rivera into the game for Gonzalez. And McNamara with the ball. Passes to Nagel, down to McNamara for 2. And Rivera with the ball. Looking right side now, moving left, back to the right side to Moore, who passes down to Hill. Hill fakes the shot and looks for somebody and finds Moore for 3. Got it! And Alex Moore into double digits now with 10 points.
and she's found her touch behind the line tonight, 3-point line, that is. Like you said, it's unfortunate the foul trouble she's been into because she's been in this game a lot more. Maybe we have a bit of a different score.
Pritchard driving in, wide open layup for 2.
Yeah, they just gave her a lane. We've seen the Lord Jeffs have definitely been able to find those lanes.
And Coach Senecal calls a timeout. 57-31 the score. And Alex Moore knocking down a couple of threes.
Yeah, I think if you're Coach Senecal, I actually think you got to be pretty happy with the offense you've seen this quarter. I think they've definitely found some space. I mean, Amherst may not be pressing as much with this big lead also, but I think definitely they found some space, some passing lanes, and definitely having more out there, like you said, it's always a good thing. because she can be such a good three-point shooter. Especially looking before the game. Her three-point shooting's been actually pretty off this season. I think she's shooting something like 17% from the three-point line.
Which is not good.
No, I'll get the exact percentage for you. 16%, 15.9. So it's definitely been a rough season there, but it's good that she could find her groove in this one because you're going to need it against Eastern Connecticut and beyond this season.
And it's still early in the season. Conference play hasn't started yet. Moore up for 2.
She's definitely found her fire in this one. She gets a nice layup there.
And still not happy. She thought she was also fouled.
Well, I don't doubt it.
And they're going to, I believe they're going to say it was a backcourt violation.
Yeah, it is what they called, but definitely good hustle by Rivera. And definitely some good things to take away from this game for the anchor woman in certain
Moore
aspects of the game.
to the corner to Reel. And she gets it out to Rivera. Rivera down low to Hill. Hill being double teamed. And she's called for a travel.
She pivoted.
Guess the pivot foot's not allowed.
Apparently, or I guess it's just not for Devin Hill tonight is the way they've been calling it.
McNamara passes back to Doswell. Able to convert for 2. More controlling the offense. Right side behind the three-point line. Looking around, finds Reel. And Reel, oh, just a bad pass.
Yeah, I think she was anticipating for somebody to be there, possibly Devin Hill, but miscommunication because it would have been a nice pass, but
that it would have been.
unfortunately to the wrong team.
Daniel passes to McNamara. McNamara to Pritchard, who drives in. Hands it down to Nagel. Shot no good this time. Rebound Daniel, who's out of bounds. It'll be anchor women ball. De Cristofaro will be in for Rivera. And Molly Phillips will be into the game for Megan Reel.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of De Cristofaro tonight. Actually, De Cristofaro has started a game this season. Obviously, wasn't a game, the Johnson & Wales game here, but definitely getting some more floor time in her sophomore year.
Which is good to see, as we saw a lot of potential from her last year.
Yeah, definitely.
Hill with the ball. Fakes the 3, now drives right side. Turns around. And they're going to get a foul. Foul's on De Cristofaro.
Yeah, trying to hustle for the ball, unfortunately.
Too much contact.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, good hustle regardless.
And McNamara with the ball. Passes to Daniel. Daniel driving in and back out to Pritchard. And gets it back to McNamara. McNamara driving baseline, turns around, passes back to Nagel. Nagel down low to Daniel, unable to convert. Rebound Moore. And Moore passes to De Cristofaro. Looking down low to Hill. Hill sizes up, takes a shot, and draws a foul. So Devin Hill will go to the line.
And just draws the contact there. They're going to double team you. Might as well try to take the shot and see if you get some contacts, and she gets it there. So get 2 freebies from the line.
59-33 the score. 4 minutes to go. Fourth quarter. 3:59 to be exact. She makes her first.
It was a very good free throw shooter.
And she makes them both. And Morgan Burke into the game.
Hills, I don't believe has missed tonight, but she's shooting 81% from the line on the season. So especially at this level, college basketball
It's very good.
very good percentage.
Pritchard calling out a play. Getting it back to McNamara. And McNamara passes to the corner. And Hackley unable to keep it in bounds.
A good attempt. Went off her knee when she tried to keep it in bounds.
Phillips gets it to Moore. Moore, right side to DeCristofaro. Little floater is no good. Out of bounds, Anchor women possession.
Yes, I think the Anchor women have definitely had a good quarter offensively, and I think overall, I think the second half, they've kept the deficit in check, haven't let this game get too wild.
Moore. Got it. And they say that one's a long two as her foot was over the line.
Yeah, defender, I don't know if there was contact. The defender just fell over. They were trying to draw a call and just gave her a wide open shot, and she said, I'll take this.
McNamara, corner to Daniel, passes down low to Nagel. And she gets it back out to McNamara. Passes it back to Pritchard, thought about the three, doesn't take it. And almost stolen away by DeCristofaro. McNamara up to Daniel. Pritchard, three, no good. And ball being moved around. Daniel passes down low to Hackley and up to Pritchard. Pritchard to McNamara for three, way off. Rebound Burke. DeCristofaro with the ball near the right wing. Gives it up to Moore. Long three, no good. Rebound Daniel. Pritchard passes it up to McNamara, top of the key. Now gets it to Daniel, back to McNamara. Working left side, now gives it to the middle and back out. Three is no good from Daniel. Rebound Hackley, who converts for two.
Yeah, I said it in the first half. We saw it again there. Give this team second chance opportunities like that, they're going to convert. But, I mean, first opportunity, definitely very good defense. Just going to be able to get those rebounds.
DeCristofaro up to Phillips. Phillips to Moore. Moore left side behind the three-point line, passes up to Burke, who gets it down to Phillips. Phillips looking for the pass down low, and Daniel picks it off. And able to convert for two. Jill Palladino will be checking into this game. A minute and a half left. Dumont will also check into the game. And Coach Senecal calls a timeout. A minute 21 left. 63-37 the score.
I say both teams are going to, definitely the Anchor woman I know are going to put in a couple substitutions, see if Amherst puts some in. But, I mean, it's definitely been a rough game on a couple of different fronts, but I think you have some decent takeaways. I think defensively, I think overall, I think they've played pretty well. I mean, they've given up 63 points, but against this team, we've seen some of the point totals they've put up in the 80s and 90s and whatnot. So I think overall, I think defensively, it was a pretty decent game. I mean, but I mean, the bottom line is offensively. You score 37 points against anyone, you're not going to win the game. So definitely something they'll have to look at and get a few days to rest a little bit and try to figure out the game plan for Eastern Connecticut. So we'll see what Coach Senecal has to say after the game about their effort.
Burke looking for DeCristofaro, and it goes out of bounds. And it will be Lord Jeff's ball.
Apparently.
As you said, Pritchard with the ball, gets it to McNamara. Finds Pritchard, back to McNamara, and back to Pritchard, drives in, and back out to McNamara again. McNamara looking for Pritchard. It'll be out of bounds. Anchor women ball, 57.3 seconds to go, fourth quarter. 63-37 the score. Burke with the ball, passes it up to Dumont, and she gets it to DeCristofaro. DeCristofaro to Burke. Burke passes to her sister Abby Burke, works in, looking for a foul, won't get it, but it will be Anchor women possession.
8 seconds on the shot clock, so they're going to have to figure something out quick and get the shot up.
34.5 to go. Palladino fakes the shot, now drives in, takes the shot, and makes it. 63-39 the score. As the shot clock and the game clock are about half a second apart. McNamara up to Daniel. And ball being moved around. McNamara, Daniel, right side, back up to McNamara. To Pritchard. Fakes a shot, gets it back to McNamara. And Pritchard for three. No good. And that'll be the end of the game. Your final score, the Amherst College Lord Jeffs 63, the Rhode Island College Anchor Women 39. And Andrew, what can you take away from this game?
Well, I think they need some new officials, first of all.
I agree.
But we're actually
That was something else.
Yeah, especially the first half.
That was ridiculous. I agree.
But I think if we're going to actually talk about the game itself, I mean, I said it a couple times. I think the Anchor Woman defense gave up, what was it, 63 points?
Something like that.
Yeah. So they've already wiped the scoreboard.
It was 63 points.
Yeah, 63. I mean, that's not too bad. So.
And Andrew, I'll send it down to you as we got Rebecca Gonzalez here.
Hey, go down backwards. There you go. All right, I'm here with Rebecca Gonzalez, Rhode Island College Anchor Women Basketball Team. And Rebecca, it was definitely a tough game for you guys. I mean, you're going against a very tough opponent. But what do you think the best takeaway that you can take out of it as a positive for you guys?
Well, you know, we don't face teams as good as them in our conference. So, you know, if we could compete or we go hard with them, we know that we could compete in our conference.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely see what you're saying there. But I thought defensively, I thought you guys played a solid game. I mean, you gave up 63 points to a team that's been laying 97, 80s on teams. So what do you think the key for you guys to hold them to that point total was?
Well, I mean, we stayed intensity on defense, and our coach switched up every single possession. Like on a make, we went man, and on a miss, we went 2-3. So, you know, I think that rattled them up and helped us keep them to 63 points.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely helps keep them off balance a little bit and whatnot. But you guys got Eastern Connecticut, the last game before the winter break. Eastern Connecticut, as we've seen them, they're definitely a tough team. What do you think you guys need to focus on before you go out to Willimantic on Saturday?
I mean, I think we just focus on ourselves. That's what our coach tells us before every game, you know. He says they put on the same pants, they put the pants on the same way that we do. So, you know, there's no different from us. It's just the way we come out.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Rebecca, tough opponent, tough game, but see if you guys can turn it around on Saturday in Eastern Connecticut. Thanks for talking with us.
Thank you.
And thank you, Rebecca. And momentarily, we'll have Coach Senecal over here, and we'll see what he has to take away from this game. And like she said, the conference, they don't have teams like this.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I said at the top of the broadcast, I mean, I think it's definitely a good measuring stick in some aspects to put yourself up against them and see what you do well and what you don't necessarily do as well. Because, I mean, it's a loss, but as we all know, the conference schedule is the one that really matters in the big picture for the conference tournament and whatnot. So, I mean, to have a team like this come in here and be able to go face them, as she said, if you can play hard against them, you can play hard against anybody in your conference. And I think definitely in a lot of aspects of the game, they definitely did play this team tough. So.
And you know, the last time these two teams played, they lost by almost 39. It was 74-35. So yeah. It was a lot better game than the last time these two played.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely smaller, and I believe that game was in Amherst, so I don't think we saw that game.
That was in Amherst,
yeah,
correct.
So we didn't see that game last year.
We saw the men's team here last year.
Yes. So, I mean, I can't say firsthand any differences there, but I think from what we saw from them, I mean, I obviously touched on it with Rebecca. Now touch on it with Coach. Their defense was pretty solid. I just think offensively, they weren't able to get a lot of open spaces and a lot of opportunities for easy shots in the game. So I just think creating space is something they need to work on before they go out to Willimantic and play Eastern Connecticut.
And that'll be the last game before the break. After that, they open up on January 6th at Brown University.
It's interesting.
It's very interesting. You don't normally see a Division II team play a Division III team play a Division I team.
Yeah, I see it. You see it like in football and whatnot,
right?
A lot of times, but in basketball, that's really not something you see very often. So that'll be interesting. But after that, I believe they have 4 out of 5 of their next games are at home, and I believe they're conference games.
Absolutely, they are.
So-
7 conference games in a row. UMass Boston here at the Murray Center on January 9th, along with January 13th. Southern Maine, we will host them here. January 16th, they will be at Keene State. Then we got January 20th here at the Murray Center, UMass Dartmouth, and January 23rd, Plymouth State will be here, and those will be the conference games. And we got Coach Senecal here, and Andrew, I'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Mike. Here are Coach Glenn Senecal with Allen College Anchorwoman. Coach, obviously a very tough opponent you went up against, number 2 team in the country. But I asked Rebecca this question. I'll ask it to you. What do you think the biggest takeaway as a positive that you can take from this game as a team?
I think when we ran our offense and we executed our offense, we scored. Okay? When we defended with some intensity, you know, we got stops. You know, but when you turn the ball over 29 times, we were our own worst enemy. You know, they did not press us.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
played man-to-man in the half court, but it was just our inability to handle the basketball. A lot of unforced errors, and that's I mean 29 turnovers, you know, and that's uncalled for.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, anytime you turn the ball over a lot against a team like that, it's going to be tough. And certainly when the officiating works against you a little bit too, that can be tough. But, I mean, that's a whole other story. But also, Coach, you're talking offensively, and you touched on the defense. What did you guys do defensively to kind of slow them down? I mean, you said intensity, but scheme-wise, was there really anything you guys did? Because I think Rebecca said you were switching up some of the defensive schemes and whatnot. Because you held this team to 63 points. And as I said to her, I mean, this team's made 90 and 80 points on them. So was it the scheming, or what do you think it really was that helped you limit them point-wise?
I think by changing things up, you know, from man to zone, you know, it allowed us, you know, to just maybe disrupt their offense a little bit, you know. But you can tell that, you know, they're a good ball club. I mean, they had 23 baskets on the game, 16 assists. That's a pretty good ratio right there, you know. But we got to shoot the ball better. I mean, we shot 28%. I mean, how do you win ball games shooting 28% and have 29 turnovers?
I agree with you, Coach.
Yeah.
Definitely. I know it was 20% in the first half, but you have the final stat sheet, so it's 28%. Well, touch on that. I mean, you got one more game, a tough conference game at Eastern Connecticut. Do you think it's shooting that you need to improve on the most, or some other aspect of the game before you travel out there on Saturday?
We just got to work and take care of the ball. You know, we had 29 turnovers. You know, and you can't win turning the ball over 29 times. And we have to shoot the ball. We got to come down and we need to get a shot every possession. So that means we got up 42 shots. We got 42 shots with 29 turnovers. I mean, that tells you right there. That's 73 shots if we don't turn the ball over. You know, add that to 42, and we shoot 30%. You know, I mean,
You got a whole different game.
it's a whole different game.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Coach, as always, we appreciate talking to you. It's our last broadcast here with you guys before the break. So, Merry Christmas to you and a Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
Really appreciate it.
we appreciate you coming over to talk with us, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, and that was Coach Glenn Senecal against a very tough team. Some great insight as always, but that is going to conclude our broadcast here. And as I said to Coach, that'll be our last basketball broadcast until after the break. So for Mike Giamarco, I'm Andrew Spaziano, and have a good night.